wide. And Jordan Washington by himself, you got to figure they're going to look to him.
On the short side of the field, Carson Acker in an empty set back in the end zone. And he's tackled. Almost the ball in the end zone. It's recovered by the Patriots. Touchdown, Patriots. Michael. Bryson Kimbrough pitches this one out to D.C. Thomas. He makes a move in the backfield, gets the edge, 45, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown, Patriots. Class. All right, here's Bryson on the fade to DeMarcus Cousins. There's the deal. Completion over here to the right side. Oh, Barkley. Crawford separates the receiver. Hello and welcome to the Hillcrest Football Review. Coach Mitchell, wow. Second round, we knew Helena was going to be a tough opponent, but your guys showed that grit and determination and pulled away in the second half and really put on quite a performance.
Yeah, played really well, and especially on defense continually. And, offense, we were able just to figure some things out, find a way to get some points on the board. And, I thought Helena was probably the best football team we've played all year. Good, strong kids. Well coached, and just a really good football team.
Yeah, I tell you. Moving on to the third round, but we'll get to that later. We'll watch these highlights of this Helena game first.
Sounds good.
And let's talk about what we see here going to that first quarter.
Yeah, we knew about the running back. Obviously, knew that was going to be kind of their go-to thing, and. Again, our kicking team just continues to do a great job. They had 2 holes on this. It really backed them up, put them in the hole to start the game. And, really great to get our defense out there. Jerry McGyver just playing, crazy good for us right now up front. And him and Kendall Moorhead, 2 big, strong bodies that just played incredibly well. And Jimmy Rice right there with really good coverage and gets them in a third and long situation. And, I think the false start kind of was a little hidden gem because it led to this sack and caused fumble. Matthew Cockrell, none better, man.
What a game for him, huh?
Yes. Just a massive play right there. We scored 14 points on defense, and, he was in the middle of both of those with a sack and knocked the ball loose on the first one, and then obviously the big fumble recovery later on. But, we couldn't ask for a better start. Another really good job of kicking the ball down. The ball's tackled at the 15, and it's been that way every single week, where our opponents are starting field position. So, I think they kind of thought, well, let's go back to the run after some bad stuff happened in the first series, and thought we did a really good job. It's just really ticky-tack penalty there on Jimmy, but it's going to happen, and felt like we got that one against us, and then there was a couple against Prince that we didn't get, but seems to be the way the ball goes. Really good play by TJ right there, coming up and out of coverage, does a really good job. And I thought they did some good things. I felt like they probably threw the ball. I know they threw the ball way more in this game than they've thrown it at any point in time this year, and I think that's just
I was going to ask you about that because we were speculating that maybe they were throwing the ball so much because they thought you expected them to run 34 over and over again and trying to catch you off guard and maybe open up and soften up the run a little bit for them later.
You just never know. I mean, I don't know if it was that or just not believing that they could run the football consistently against us. But either one, I thought it was we played really, really well against the pass. And we went back yesterday and graded this thing. It was 4 interceptions we dropped. Those are the things that you can't do. And,
right.
Really good play there on Jimmy. Had him backed up and 4th and 32, and we do a really good job on defense of getting off the field. And Jameson doing a good job of getting us a few yards there. First play of the game, flip it out here to Caden, and he had a massive game as well.
Mm-hmm.
We just got to continue to get the ball in his hands. He's such a special player. And, man, this is all D.C. Thomas right here. We didn't help him much. They blitzed right into it. And, D.C. just about by himself.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a 3-yard loss.
Should have been. And, he's one of those kids. He's just a great playmaker. And, just keep giving him the ball, and he'll figure it out. But just a super, super fast start for us. Would love to continue that. Obviously, another great kick, and what a play right here by, C.J. Buckner from the backside. And, that's 3 kicks that they've started inside the 20, all 3 of them, and sets you up in a good place to play defense. And we just got to continue to do that. And huge disagreement here on a penalty application, and something that I knew I was right on, was why I was so convicted on it. But back to good defense, and they're hurting themselves here with a penalty, and really continue to block Evan long after the whistle had blown there. And great job here by Tyler. I think that was Tavion on the screen. We've gotten so much better at defending the screen. And,
you've gotten a lot more reps since all these teams have been trying to go to that.
Very true. Very true. But another 3 and out for us, and just continue to set us up on short fields with our kicking game. And, that's all led to kicking game. We get a little hold here on punt return, which is not that uncommon for us. We're gonna really try to get hands-on coverage guys, and ball right here. I know Caden wished he had back a ball that should have been caught right there on the crossing route, a little bit high, but one he'd love to have back. And get a little bit of a busted blocking scheme here. Try to run the short trap. We don't run it a lot, but it's been a good play for us when we have run it. And then, we just took some shots to Jamarcus, and I think he'd be the first one to tell you he probably should have had a couple of those that he just didn't bring in. But he's about as good as it comes with contested catches. Another version of the kicking game right here, balls backed up inside the 5, and great place to play defense, and played great first and second down defense. And, we just, again, thought we were in great shape right here, a chance to really get the ball on a short field now. And, we just misfit the power, and we don't, I think it's the only time all night that we just didn't fit it right. And that big guy makes you pay, hate to see it happen, but, they're a quality team, and their running back's a quality back. And
that's the only thing you give up all night. You can't be too upset with that.
That's exactly right, and defensively, we had blitzed there, and they kind of caught us in one, and just kind of a combination of a couple of bad things. And really good job on kickoff return right here. Our kickoff return unit did a great job, and they went with the sky kick, and Jamarcus did a great job of getting that thing fielded and getting it up the field. And we make a bonehead mistake. Would have had the ball out about midfield, and we get a personal foul. So. Their kid, number 9, right there, made a great play on the jet into the boundary. Just, again, finding ways to try to get Caden the ball. And, we just, if you go back to the last couple of games, it's a few penalties here or there, or a few, we got a bad snap coming up that just kind of led to some negative plays. There's one right there, with just a false start that keeps you behind the chains, and a ball right there that's got to come out from Bryce, and just absolutely has to. He's got Jamarcus wide open, and he just can't let it go. And he's got to do a better job of that. But that gets us to the second quarter.
Yeah, let's move on and let's look at those highlights now. Got the lead heading into the second, 14-7.
Yep.
Jumped out to that 14-0 lead though, and just running away with it. And everything was going wrong for Helena, but they get the big run, and suddenly it's a ball game again, one-score game.
You're right, and we get a massive play right here on punt. Again, another play off of our kicking game. We go immediately to take a shot to Jamarcus, and another one that I know he just believes enough in himself that he feels like he should have had it. We get a great run right here by Jay on the toss sweep into the boundary, and boy, if you look at, there's another devastating play right there. At worst, you're in field goal range, and, Caden just lets the ball go through his hands, and not going to convert 2nd and 27, Had a shot right there. tough ball to Shamar, one that, just you got to make those kind of plays in big games and big playoff times. And again, 3rd and 27, there's just not many calls on the sheet. And, ended up punting the ball away in a drive that was really just wasted right there on a ball that was, right through Caden's hands. So, again, very same play that they started the game with, and exact same results. Batted down ball. And again, like I mentioned earlier, you talk about MacGyver and Moorhead. That's 2 guys that played at an exceptionally high level. We knew they'd have to, and they did. They answered the bell, and that's one that you'd love not to get up on 3rd and down, give up on 3rd and 10 right there. But Evan needs to work under that a little bit more. But he played a great game as well. Just so hard to defend. To run the football against us. And I thought this was kind of a ticky-tack offset.
A little chippy out there during this game, wasn't it?
It was, and we've got to do a great job of keeping composure on our part. And, I thought the penalties were pretty well balanced. Nothing that was just glaringly one way or the other. And but again, when you're starting around the 40-yard line, it's just it's good defense, and gives you a chance on offense to work on short fields. And getting the toss going there, and Christian Ritchie, just a really good player for us. It's going to be a dynamic player, and great to have those fresh legs sometimes when you need just a little bit of pickup. He's been a guy that we could go to, and shockingly for a freshman on this stage, has handled everything exceptionally well. So super excited about him and his future, and what he brings to us. And he'll be a kid that has a great career here for sure. Dad coaches for us, does a really good job, and just a great family as well. So go back to the ISO right here, and we just don't get much out of it. Our right guard busts that, and we don't get the front block the way we need it. And that's what's the frustrating thing about the offensive line is, one guy misses one guy, and all of a sudden you got a bad play. But we get the jet right here to Caden, and really good run right here up our sideline, and good gain for us. And if we like I said, we just got to stay away. This was going to be a touchdown right here. We ran the reverse right here to Caden, and I think if you see,
he knew it too, hopping up and down there.
Sean Franklin with a false start there. We just can't do it, and Bryson does a good job here not taking the sack, giving Prince a chance down the field. And I thought he did a really good job of, he's taking some sacks and he doesn't need to. That was a really good job of getting rid of the ball. Another false start here on Frank. Wasn't his best, and what a play right here by Shamar Moore. Just backed up 1st and 34, and we converted on just a simple little bubble route from under center. And Shamar is one of those guys that flies under the radar. Just a dynamic player. Just everything about what we want our program to be, and makes a play in the biggest moment, which. That led to this touchdown right here. So, and that came on a 1st and 34 conversion. So, those are the kind of plays that you don't forget about. That gives us a 21-7 lead, and a huge play by Shamar to get that drive out, to get us out of a hole on 1st and 30. I think it was 34 or 37, whatever it was. And, here's our kicking game again down there. 4th time we've kicked off it. We started them inside the 20. And, we seem like we talk about that every single week. A.J. Quarles finally getting back healthy. A.J.'s been gimped up with a bad ankle, and couldn't come at a better time. He's finally starting to get back to where he was. And just a little bit of an overthrow there on play action on their part. And again, I think you're just seeing them continually throwing the football, and that's just really not been their DNA this year. They've really just turned around and handed it to 34. But that's a ball I know Jameson would love to have back. Need to get that ball caught if at all possible. They get about a 15-yard roll there. And DC with the ISO, and Yeah, they had some big, strong kids, you know, just a really good-looking, solid football team. Um, and I thought defensively, you know, they played straight man. And I think I mentioned last week, you know, there's 4 three-star players on that defense. And, you know, I think it kind of showed Friday night. They got some great talent. But a good throw there by Bryson. And, you know, another shot ball right here to Jamarcus that we don't come up with. And, you know, gets us in third and short yardage and do a really good job on the toss right here to Jay to keep us keep the drive going, stay in front of the chains, and you know one right here that we just missed to Caden, you know, just a little bit overthrown. Pretty well thrown ball right there by Bryson, and they did a good job of making a play. Getting DC a touch there, and you know, just a drive that kind of stalled out on us, and a lot of that to their credit. And again, the kicking game, you know, it's just amazing at what Evan has meant to us. And there's a ball that's down inside the 5, and you know, Barkley continues to play really well for us in the secondary. Jose Chisholm in there, and gets us to the halftime up 21-7.
Looking pretty good, and we're going to take a break and then return in the second half right after this.
Years of blood, sweat, and tears we rolled into one. And hand tossed in a homemade sauce. Well, they did something nobody's done. It's a late night itching, a game day tradition. It's Sunday after church. From Tennessee to Florida, Mississippi to Georgia, we keep putting our chicken first, and it's golden fried and made with pride. It's the chicken people speaking since '65. It's Guthrie's chicken.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house design Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard, in the shadow of Bryant Denny. They're open 7 days a week, or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated. Coach up 21-7 at halftime and starting the third quarter now.
Yeah, you know, felt good about where we were at half, and knew defensively we were playing lights out. And we just needed to stay out of our own way on offense, and stay in front of the chains, keep moving the football, and get a direct snap to Caden here to start things. He does a really good job of getting a drive started for us, and Jay Sean tripped up just a little bit right there on the belly. They did a pretty good job on that particular one, and just a huge miss up front right here again, right guard, with just a big bust on a third down play that we badly needed to convert. You hate to come out of half and not move the football, and not Evan's best punt by any stretch there, but you just can't fault him for much.
You're right.
But good job defensively right here, really toughening up inside, and defending on a pretty short field right here gets them into 3rd and 5, and I think they wanted to come out and run the football, and thank goodness defensively we did a really good job continuing to stop the run, and they do a really good job there on 3rd down of converting, a third and mid-range conversion for them, and right back to the run. And that kid's going to play. He's going to be a really good running back somewhere next year in college, and just a big, strong kid, big offensive line, just a really solid football team. So taking a shot here and doing a really good job in coverage. Jimmy continues to do a great job for us and get them back in a punting situation, and we get the ball again, and it's just great to know that when you send your defense out there, they're going to do their job. And started with a jet sweep, Big Mike Backer there made a really good play on the jet sweep. He's a really good player. He'll be a big-time college player as well. Go to the reverse right here, and again, DC getting us some tough yards, just trying to slow the flow down a little bit, and they do a really good job. 15 right there does a really good job. He's actually the brother to 16. 16's a really good player, and boy, we had a big time.
That's another one.
Yeah, big time play right there, and just let the clock run out on us, and can't do that. But another great punt by Evan, forces them into fair catch, and then just can't say enough about Jordan Whitehead. Man, he's
really come on these last 2 or 3 games.
Really been good for us. Really been good for us. He's an explosive player. He's a kid that can really run, very physical. And, they get us right here with the screen. Should have had him tackle right there. Big dude just kind of runs through the first tackle and, converts a 3rd and 10 for him. So, like I say, they're a quality team. They're not going to just go away. Going to continue to have to play good defense. Matthew Cockle again, and, he's a senior that is going to give you every ounce he's got. Certainly not the biggest, and he may be the strongest, I'll tell you that. He's an incredible guy in the weight room, really helps him. And, that's an interception. We had our feet in bounds and just didn't get it. But we'll take it off the punt. And Jimmy Rice Edison is another kid that's just played lights out for us this year. Jimmy's been kind of a really quiet, under-the-radar kind of guy. Great run right here by DC. And can't say enough about our offensive line. We really committed to the run game here late in the second half of the season, especially in the playoffs. And told them after the games, we're not the prettiest offense in the world, and but very effective, and into 3, and still with a 21-7 lead. And
hey, you can say not the prettiest offense in the world, but sure looks pretty on the scoreboard at the end of the game.
It sure does. Go back to Caden here on a tight jet sweep, and just like I say, seems like every time he gets it, good things are happening, and we got to do a better job of getting him more and more touches. And here's another one for him that it gets in the end zone for us, and he's a big kid that is explosively fast, and Hudson there with an extra point just did a great job for us all night as well. And back to another kickoff, and we tried to kick the ball away from 34. We wanted to keep it out of his hands, and I think that's probably the first kickoff they've started on the plus side of the 20. So they've done their job all year long, and boy, one right there, TJ would have loved to have probably another. Like I mentioned, I think we dropped 4.
A couple of them were potential pick
touchdowns.
sixes too.
Yes, for sure. But that gets them into the 3rd and short, and just don't make a play right there. Had it bottled up behind the line of scrimmage, and to his credit, he makes a big play. But again, our defense just continues to really buckle down, play solid defense, and they're going to make you gain every inch. And huge strip sack by Matt Walker right there. And that's the thing about our defense. You can gain a little bit here or there, and they're just not going to go away. They're going to keep playing. And, Jay Sean, just super proud of what kind of year he's had. Played on a really bad ankle since game 1, hurt the first play of the season, and that thing's just not going to get well until the season's over. And, like I mentioned earlier, Christian Ritchie coming in here in the 4th quarter.
He's got a stable back there at running back, don't you?
Just so many guys that touch the ball for us. We don't have that dominant player. Last year's Ethan and Jay in the backfield, Jay Johnson, and it's just a kind of a committee of guys that we rotate them in there and just different ways to get different guys some touches.
One that didn't even get any touches at running back last week was TJ Banks.
That's right.
You got him, and he's a great running back as well.
Exactly. And it's just we're just kind of built that way, and go back with a quarterback sweep here to Caden, and they do a good job defending us down here. But I thought this was a really, I don't know where the hold is. I've looked at this one for several times, and I'm not even sure who they called it on. But we got him on the boot right there, but Bryson comes back and just throws a beautiful ball right here to Jamarcus, and finally he gets a shot ball, and I think kind of at this point in time we're able to take a deep breath, and kind of felt like we had the ball and the game in check, and just a miss hit by Evan here, and had one last week and then one this week, but I guess we'll live with that the way he's kicking the rest of them, but. Really got them out of their game now. They're having to throw the football, and just another, almost a very similar
play of the year right here.
Ago. Yeah. Barkley knocks it out. Barkley and Tavion, and just couldn't be happier for Matthew. Big defensive lineman, has played so much football for us here. That's the second defensive score of the night. So I think that score got us to 35-7, if I'm not mistaken, and. Really just kind of putting the game on ice, and like I say, just feeling good about our defense at this point in time, and got to let them kind of put the ball game away for us, and I think Helena kind of had waved the white flag, and not that they stopped trying, but we've got most all of our 2s and 3s in, and we end up wrapping that thing up 42-7, and what a great game.
Absolutely. And moving on to the third round, and the game that everybody's been pointing to since a year ago, coming up this Friday night.
I talked to Coach Kelly after the game, and he kind of laughed, and he said we could have saved 12 weeks of football.
Everybody knew it was coming, right?
Yeah, I think so, and of course a lot of bridges to cross before you get to that point, but I think both of us knew that if the wheel just didn't come off, it's two teams that were just destined to match up in this third round playoff game, and what an environment it'll be.
Can't wait. We have been looking toward this one for so long. The problem for me is going to be being able to talk over Brad Armstrong with all his antics and screaming and yelling, and hopefully the audience can understand what's happening with my description over him.
You got your hands full in that situation because he gets jacked up. That makes it really good.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. All right, well, thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for joining us, and we'll either see you at Saraland or see you on the air. All right, join us on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network if you can't make it. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.